What's up everybody, it's CJ and I'm back with another Sims 4 speed build today, and today's video was special y'all because I have a build request video. So if you don't know, I have channel memberships on my YouTube channel. They've been open for a while now. One of the perks that I have if you are a tier 2 member is that I will build something for you. You know, it could be a video, it could be like, you know, a build off camera or whatever. It's kind of whatever you decide, but I have it where like I'll take build requests. So one of my tier 2 members, Naya, asked me if I could build a photography studio for her. And I was like, ooh, yes. As soon as she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what I can do. So I knew for a fact that I wanted to make it really, really modern, and I wanted to make it like really nice. And then luckily enough, we do have photography items in the game, especially if you have Moschino stuff. There's also some things from Get Famous. I think there's some stuff from Get to Work as well. So like we have a good amount of objects. Now, Naya wanted me to also include some different sets with different backdrops and stuff like that. And hopefully I did a good job, Naya. If you do want to change anything, feel free to. You know, like this is just my vision for it. But if you're like, CJ, I want something different, I don't want that, yeah, like just change it. It's whatever. So this is the building. It's kind of coming into shape now, and I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I don't really do modern builds that well, I don't think. Like I feel like it's one of those things where like since there's really no one way to do it, I kind of struggle with it, and I feel like a lot of times I struggle with making it look nice and not just crazy looking, you know. But this I think looks decent, right? Like I think so. It is a 3-story building. Each story basically has like something a little bit different. We'll talk about it when we get on the inside, but yeah, it's a 3-story building. I wanted to kind of have like some parking spaces outside of the lot. I've been trying to do this a lot more recently with a lot of my builds, include parking spaces, because I feel like I normally don't, because like in general, even when I build in The Sims, I don't ever build businesses or community lots anymore. More so nowadays I'm just a home builder, because like for me, usually my Sims need places to stay. Like I do a lot of legacy challenges or build challenges and stuff like that, and I feel like I used to do a lot more community builds like when I first started YouTube, but nowadays I'm more of a, you know, a home builder, that kind of thing. But I'm really happy though that Naya suggested this, because it really got me out of my comfort zone. I got to use a lot of objects that I don't normally use, or stuff that I haven't really used in a really long time. Like Moschino stuff, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, that was like one of my favorite stuff packs when it first came out. I was really disappointed though, because when it first came out, the career that comes with the pack did not work. Like the gigs, like some of them did work, but a lot of them didn't, or they were like kind of work but not really. And I was so disappointed, because I was looking forward to that pack for the longest time. Because like to me, that pack came out at the right time. Because during that time, this is like before I was a YouTuber, I was playing a family and I was trying to get every single collection in the game, like all the collectibles, and I was kind of playing it generationally. So like, you know, when Gen 1 couldn't do it, then Gen 2 would pick up the slack, or I would have like Gen 1 and Gen 2 doing it at the same time. I was just trying to get like all the collectibles, and I was getting really sentimental with the family. Like I was taking photos, I was putting the pictures on the wall and stuff, and like the gameplay that I had, it was like, it was a single dad raising his twin boys, and then they also had a Jack Russell Terrier. They were living in Sulani. It was a whole thing, and I was getting like super sentimental with like taking family photos and stuff like that. And the fact that Moschino stuff came out and it gave us the ability to actually slot the I think it was the update that came before, but we had the ability to like slot pictures on like desk and stuff like that, because before pictures could only go on a wall. You couldn't really like slot them to a surface really if it wasn't like a wall. So like that was such a big thing, and I was so happy. I immediately got the pack when it came out, and then the career didn't work. I was like really into the idea of having like a photographer career, but it didn't really work like it was supposed to when it first came out, and I was so upset. But this build gave me a chance to use a lot of those objects again, so like thank you for that, Naya. But as you can see, this is kind of what I came with. I used a lot of browns and some burgundy. I kind of went with a lot of neutral colors. This is not base game, by the way, just letting you know. I think Naya may have every pack, I want to say, so hopefully, Naya, if you don't, if I do need to replace something, let me know. But I do think you may have everything though. I used a lot of packs. I will say though, the things that you mainly would need are Get Famous, Moschino stuff, obviously, and maybe even the I forgot what it's called. Is it the Refined Living Room kit? I think that's what it's called, because I don't know why, y'all, but that's like one of my favorite kits. Like I love that kit so bad. I love the chairs to come with it, the wood paneling wallpaper. It's just really nice. It kind of gives me like a fall aesthetic in a way, and I just really like that kit. So any chance I get to use it, I have been using it a lot lately. Like, that was going to be the wallpaper in here at first, but then I swapped it out for the one from, I believe, Spa Day. But this is basically us on the inside of the building now. So I knew immediately that when I started building this that I wanted to have a really nice lobby. Now, this building is listed as a small business venue. But Naya, if you need to change it to be whatever, feel free to. It doesn't really matter to me that much. I made this into a small business venue. That way, if you wanted to, you could go in and, like, you know, have it where like Sims do XYZ, or, you know, they do this or they don't do that kind of thing. I just thought it would make more sense just to do this. I didn't really set it up in any way. I think like when I put this on the gallery, I think when you download it, I don't think that all of the activity stuff gets saved. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they get saved. Yeah, you can always go in though and change it if you need to. But this is the inside of the building. So this is like the lobby section. So I have the kiosk. I put 2 of them. Hopefully that won't make Sims confused. But I did put 2 of those ticket kiosks, so when Sims come in, they can, like, you know, pay entry fee. I also was going to use the living room set from the Mosquito stuff pack, but I didn't really like the way those couches looked, especially like how they have one arm. I know it's supposed to be modern, but like I didn't really like it, so I didn't use it. I used the stuff from the refined living room set though. Like, I think the color scheme matches good with the rug from Mosquito stuff. I used that painting with the 4 panels a lot of times in this build, y'all. Like, when I tell you, you really do need Mosquito stuff for this pack, you really will. And I guess also business and hobbies if you want to have it be like a business venue kind of thing. But yeah, like, as you can see, I use a lot of stuff from Mosquito. I also included a little computer, well, it's not really like a computer desk, but it's just like a little computer over here by like a makeshift desk, because I wanted this to kind of represent like a lobby kind of thing. You know, you would come in for an appointment, or you make an appointment, that kind of thing. You just wait. It's mainly really just a waiting room. The second room over here, y'all, I did not know what I wanted this to be. Literally, I had no idea. I was gonna put a pool table and just have this be like a waiting room, like chill spot, but then I thought about it. We don't even have pool tables in The Sims 4, so like that I did not even land. So what I did instead is I have this being like a kind of like a get ready kind of space, you know, maybe like a makeup room kind of. At first I used those really big archways. I forgot what pack they came from. I think it's a kit. I do get rid of those because I wanted to use something a little bit smaller, and these are really, really big. So I ended up using that sliding door from Mosquito stuff, and that kind of just gave each rooms a little bit of privacy. So for the middle room, I have this being like a get ready makeup room kind of thing. I used 2 of those aquarium objects from Dine Out, and I just moved them into together. So it looks like there's like 3 panels, but it's actually just 2 of them. Mainly because the space was a little bit too big just for one, and when you size it up, it didn't really look that good. So I just kind of squeezed 2 together. I also put a couple of those makeup chairs from Get Famous in here. I thought those looked really nice in the space. And then for some reason, you know, I really thought these coffee tables were the standing stool thing that you use to get changed in Get Famous, but coming to find out, it wasn't. It was these little small platforms. And the crazy thing is, y'all, I'm telling you, I had to keep turning on and off move objects so many times for this build. Like, it was kind of crazy because I didn't want things to be inaccessible, but also like with Sims 4, I have to remind myself that like Sims can kind of get around spaces a lot better in Sims 4 than they can in Sims 3. So like, whereas in The Sims 3, you can still kind of get around some stuff. 4, Sims are more likely to, I think, use objects, even if normally you can't place it there. So yeah, I was really struggling with those platforms because you need like a lot of space for Sims to maneuver them. So you'll see that like I move them around a lot. I have like a little nook space for one, so your Sims can come in and get changed and stuff. So each of these sets are supposed to be something a little bit different because Naya did want me to make each one different. So this room, for example, is supposed to be like a fashion kind of photo op kind of place. So like, you know, you can, so like I'm imagining that like you can come in here and take pictures for magazines or, you know, different things like editorials or whatever. So like this is more like the fashion area. So as you can see, we have like some of those clothes racks. We have like a little lobby area. This one is probably like the most cluttered room out of all the rooms, you know. So I'm using the backdrop from Mosquito stuff. Like I said, I do change out the archways for those doors from Mosquito stuff. I thought that just made more sense. I skipped around a lot for this build too. So as you can see, I'm like back in the little makeup room. I went ahead and I added a couple of those countertops just to kind of have like a sink and stuff, because I'd imagine that like if this is like a little makeup get ready space, you might need like a sink for something. So I put a sink and some like different bottles and perfumes and stuff like that. I could just imagine like this is just where like people go to get ready, not really to get changed so much, just more like get makeup and stuff like that. I put a couple of mirrors in this little space as well, and then there's also a bathroom here. So guest will have to walk through to go to the bathroom, but I did include a couple bathrooms on the slide. Funny enough, I was going to use the bathroom stall from Business and Hobbies. It's so big. The bathroom stalls in this game are huge. I know that we have the ones from Discovery University that are a little bit narrow. I ended up using those instead, but even so, they're still huge. I think the ones in Sims 3 and Sims 2 may have been the best, because like, look at this, y'all. These are the narrow ones. They're still huge. You can only fit 2 in here. You need like so much space just to have bathroom stalls. And I was not about to make this build a lot bigger because I was happy with the shape. So we're just gonna have to settle for this. There's 2 bathroom stalls down here. I put a sink, and then I also have a mirror. I also put a rug in here too. Like, I feel like this is like a fancier bathroom, I would say. But there is a bathroom downstairs. There's also one upstairs as well. So, you know, that way if your Sims are on different floors, they should have an easier time using the bathroom. And then this is just me now going back in. I'm just adding a lot of detail. I had to like keep going through the catalog to like find different things I could put. So I'm putting like some jewelry that's in a frame. I also put like a lot of equipment down here too, like computers and equipment carts and stuff like that with wires and stuff on it. I feel like this room is probably being used the most, you know? Like, there's just always something. I even added another door here so Sims can enter in this way if you want to just take a quick photo op. Now, Naya, if you want to, you can change this out to be whatever you want. I just thought maybe just to make this one more like fashion theme, you know, I was trying to go for like different ideas because like Moschino stuff really only gives you like, to me anyway, it kind of just gives you like modern fashion, you know. And I know if you have Get Famous, there's like movie set stuff that you can use. So you'll see when we go upstairs though, I went with a different direction, but down here was mainly just supposed to be like fashion, high class, you know, super fancy, that kind of thing. So it should have everything that you need. It has the tripod from Moschino stuff. It have some extra lights. I found these greenhouse lights right here. These like the black one. It looked really cool. It's from the greenhouse kit and I really liked it. So I ended up using it instead. And now when you go upstairs, so this is the second floor. So for the upstairs, this to me is like the commercial area where they go and film commercials, you know, like I know it's supposed to be a photography studio, but I feel like they probably also record stuff here too. So this is the like commercial floor basically. So I came across some of these void critter objects from Get Famous. These are like props. I was like, we have got to use those. So I could definitely see them filming commercials, you know, for void critter toys and stuff like that. And or maybe they do commercials and they also do like photo shoots for like magazines and stuff like that. So I made sure to have this whole wall just be dedicated to void critters. I'm using stuff from Get Famous, the Kids Room stuff pack. You are going to need that as well, by the way, the Kids Room stuff pack, because we have the void critter battle station, that big oversized toy boxes from also from Get Famous. I included a camera. We have like a fake camera, and then we have like the camera from Moschino stuff in case you want to actually take photos here. I also included like a little chair in the corner. There is also a bathroom nearby, so there's a bathroom if you need to use it. And then I also added a little room divider just to kind of give Sims privacy, you know, if they want to get their makeup done or get their hair done, that kind of thing. I feel like this space is kind of cluttered too, but for some reason I just feel like the first floor is more cluttered than this is. But I don't know, I just thought this was a really cool idea. I also added some of those floor markers down there so Sims can stand if you want to just take a photo. You will probably have to move some stuff around if you want to like take some really in-depth photo kind of things. And then for the bathroom upstairs, I'm basically just using the same objects. We still have the same bathroom stalls. This bathroom was smaller than the other one, so I had to like move some stuff around, but you know, everything fit in the end. But it's basically like the same objects. I couldn't use the same light fixture because it was a little bit too big, so I ended up using the sconces from the, I think it's the Sleek bathroom set. So I ended up using some of those in here. Then I also used one of those saucer lights from the base game. And then now this is the other room. So for the other room up here, this is also like a commercial kind of room, but this one is like a pirate themed laundry detergent commercial. So if you have the Get Famous pack, one of the gigs your Sims can do when they're in the acting career, I think it's like maybe one of the lower level gigs, but you can do like a, I forgot what it's called. It's like a sudsy something laundry detergent commercial. And I knew for a fact that I wanted to make that up here. So at first I put the backdrop object, but it was a little bit too big. So I swapped it out with the pirate ship. It's like kind of like half of a pirate ship. I ended up using that in here. I placed down some cannons. At first I didn't know that there was like a pirate ship object, so I was just getting like the steering wheel, the sail object, but then I found that we actually have like the ship thing, so I was like, oh, that would be a lot better to have up here instead. Downside is when you look from the outside of the building, it's gonna look a little bit crazy because you have like all this stuff. And like this is the part of the building that has like the seamless glass window wall. So like you can just look outside and just see that something crazy is happening upstairs. But like if this was real life, they probably like changed this room out a whole lot. You know, maybe one day or 1 month is a pirate thing. Maybe the next month is like a cereal commercial or whatever. So, you know, luckily, you know, if you have like a lot of packs in Sims 4, you can always swap things out because we do have serial object stuff in the game, so you can always like make that happen if you want. I also remember that I think it's the art studio kit. We have this little stand. It's like a reference stand, so like you can slot fruit or whatever, and you can have your Sims paint from reference. But I was like, what if instead of me putting fruit, I put detergent bottles? So, because you know, it's like a laundry commercial. I also use like some of those laundry detergent objects from the laundry day stuff pack because I thought that would look a lot better as well. All right, y'all, so now we are upstairs for the third story. So I did not know what to put up here at first. I was like, what am I gonna do? I thought about making it into like a lounge, but then I was like, no, I wanted it to be like a little bit more professional. So I decided to have those video media center objects from Get Famous, and I was like, maybe, you know, the employees here, they all come upstairs after the photo shoots are done or the commercials are done, and they just come up here and they start editing everything. There's also like a little room attached to the space, and I wanted that to be the boss's room. It's just very, very small and narrow, so sorry, Naya, there's not a lot of space in there, but I did put a computer desk in the boss's room, and then like right here is just like a big workstation. There's a bunch of like editing and computer sets and stuff like that here. I thought it looked kind of nice, you know. So also too, Naya, you may notice that there are some stuff in the back of the lot that is kind of like an unofficial potential photo set kind of thing because I added some, like in my brain I'm like, these are like sets they don't really use anymore that are going to get taken away by the trash. But I was like, maybe if you wanted to, you could add a camera to have that be like another set, so like you potentially have another one. So that would be kind of nice, right? So there's a lot of different places to record or I guess like take photos here, you know. But in all, that's pretty much it, y'all, for the entire build. Hopefully you like it, Naya. I am going to put this up on the gallery if you want to download it. My gallery ID is Seeckingly. It's the same name as my Twitch name. If you don't know, I do stream The Sims, so I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. Please stick around for the screenshots, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching!